Hey folks, Todd at Freedom Fighter Tactical. Today we are going to do a very quick run through of all the 922R parts that we either make or sell at Freedom Fighter Tactical that you can choose to put on your gun to make it 922R compliant. Let's get started right now. Hey folks, Todd at Freedom Fighter Tactical. If you're interested in BENELLI M4, BENELLI M1, M2, M3, Super Black Eagle 1, 2, and 3, and the Beretta 1301, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the bell so you're notified of future videos. Follow over on Instagram for the latest and greatest news and information on the hard-to-get items, and subscribe to the email list over at Freedom Fighter Tactical. So today we're going to talk about the 922R parts. I'm not going to go into 922R law. I'm not going to teach that in this video at all. If you want to learn about 922R, I have multiple videos on the subject. You can also go over to the website, freedomfightertactical.com, and in the top menu bar is a choice, 922R. It takes you to text information and some videos that will help you teach this. I don't teach it on the phone, so don't call me. If you have a fine point question and I can tell that you've tried to, and I can tell, folks, I can tell very easily people who are bullshitting me and people who have really tried to educate themselves on 922R and truly do have a question, as opposed to those who don't want to bother reading, don't want to bother watching the video, and instead they just want to call me and have me teach it to them on the phone. I have the website page on there for a reason, and I have the videos for a reason, so you can teach yourself. And I'm going to tell you on the phone what's going to be in those videos anyway, and it would take just as long as well, and it would probably be a lot more frustrating because it's more convoluted. You're going to have questions, and I'm going to have to repeat myself, and the video, you can just rewatch it. So check it out. It's good information online. I've been doing it for 13 years, and it's helped thousands of people, what I have online, and this video is going to help as well because it's a quick run through of the parts that we have at Freedom Fighter Tactical. Folks, if I don't talk about the part in this video, it doesn't count for 922R. I'm going to make a real point to not even mention parts that don't count. Okay, so I want to make that very clear. If I don't talk about it in this video, it doesn't count. Now, I'm not talking about things other people make. I'm not talking about things other people carry. I'm talking about what we've got here at Freedom Fighter, okay? I don't know. I don't pay attention to what the planet's making. I don't care what everyone else is making. And I just don't. I just worry about what I've got at my website and how I can help you achieve 922R compliance. So first off, we're going to talk about Forends. Of course, we've got the Freedom Fighter Tactical Forend, which is basically a copy of the original Forend. We do make it a little nicer. We put some a very high concentrate of glass in the nylon to strengthen it and make it more heat resistant. The trade-off is it kind of wants to bend outward when it cools, and it's harder to put onto the gun, but it's solid. We've been selling the same exact design without one change for the last 13 years, and thousands upon thousands upon thousands sold. And it's a 922R part that's inexpensive in comparison to other 922R parts, and it matches the gun. I mean, it's basically taking the one off and putting the one on, and they basically look the same. And most people think that mine actually fits the M4 better than the OEM, but of course that's in the eye of the beholder. But that is an easy part to swap out for 922R. And then we've got the Mesa Tactical Truckee Forends. These are new Mesa Tactical. I think released them last year, maybe the year before, 2019, 2020, 21. Maybe it was 2021. But the Truckee Forends are great. They're I think it's the M-LOK design, so you can attach flashlights and things to it, whatever your heart desires. But those are made in America, and so you can use those as a 922R part. The next category, of course, is the trigger kit. I don't sell the hammer and the trigger and the disconnector separately. I used to, but insurance demands require that I sell them as a kit. They don't want me selling it individually, so I don't sell it individually. Not only that, it wreaked havoc on my inventory because everybody would buy the disconnector because it was the smallest item, the cheapest item, and then I always had more hammers and more triggers and not enough disconnectors. So I just don't do it that way anymore for those two reasons. So you buy the kit. The kit counts as 3 parts because the hammer, the trigger, and the disconnector each count individually as a 922R part. So if you're doing the collapsible stock, this is a very good place to start because it gives you 3 parts right out of the box. And you need one more part after that, which is usually like the follower. The most inexpensive part I think we have for 922R is the follower, the aluminum follower. And that actually brings us to the next category, is the follower. Red, green, clear, black, and MP3. Doesn't matter which one you get. You know, it's a personal preference. You can't see it outside the gun. So like your enemy isn't going to see it. Nobody's going to see it except for you. So it's really just a personal preference. Guns tend, or shotguns, and I think most guns for that matter, if they have a colored piece that shows up when the last round has been spent, it's usually red or orange. Red on a shotgun is what we usually see. And so red is our best-selling follower, and then the NP3 is probably the second to that. People really love NP3 coating, and the NP3 is nice and slick and just goes right up and down the tube really nicely. So fourth part is the 7-round mag tube. Keep in mind the 7-round mag tube, but only the ones made by Freedom Fighter Tactical. The ones we sell that are made by Benelli do not help you with 922R. The 7-rounders do. Okay, in fact, everything I'm talking about here, the original Benelli equipment does not help you with 922R, but the Mesa Tactical stuff does, the ANS stuff does, the Freedom Fighter Tactical stuff does, that I'm talking about. So the tubes, the 7-rounders count, the 2-rounders do not count. So if you want to use a mag tube and count it towards compliance, the 7-rounders are the way to go. Titanium and steel is what we have, and the steel we do in the MP3 format for the titanium coated shotgun, and the black we do for the black shotguns. The butt stock, the Mesa Urbino butt stock, it is the only stock that we sell that is a 922R compliant part, and it doesn't matter if you're buying it for the M1, M2, M3, or M4, or the Beretta. They are all the Mesa stocks are made in the USA, so they count as a 922R part, and 922R does apply to the M1, M2, M3, M4, the Super Black Eagle 1, 2, and 3, and the Beretta 1301. It is a federal law, of course, so it doesn't matter which state you live in. People are like, huh, well, I live in Alaska, so I don't have to worry about that. No, it's a federal law, bud, so it counts everywhere. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to, but you don't have to worry about it. The reason you don't have to worry about it is not because it doesn't apply in Alaska. It does apply in Alaska. It applies in Tennessee. It applies in Kentucky. It applies in Alabama. Any state you're in, it applies. It's federal law, so it applies everywhere. We can argue all day long about the validity of it, the enforceability of it, the prosecutorial history of it. None of that matters. It's a law in the books. It's a felony. It's best to achieve compliance. So it takes it off the table should it ever be an issue for you, or should your gun collection or you ever be in jeopardy with law enforcement. So you want to, make sure everything is correct. Final item, of course, the Urbino butt stock, wonderful product. It is the only stock we sell that is 922R compliant. And the final item is the trigger housing, the ANS trigger housing. We do them in black and NP3. You want to get rid, most of you are going to have the polymer housing in your gun anyway. You want to get rid of that polymer housing and put an aluminum housing in there. If you need a 922R part, the ANS housing is made in America, so it counts as a 922R part. So the most 922R parts you're going to need is 4. If you're not using the collapsible stock, the most you'll need is 3. So any more information beyond that as far as the law goes, you can go to my website, read about it, check it out, watch the videos on the website. If you've got a very fine point question that I haven't covered anywhere, I welcome calls on 922R. Every once in a while, somebody finds something that I haven't quite covered, but I do prefer that you teach yourselves on 922R. If I did 922R education on the telephone, that's all I would do all day long, okay? So I actually cut people off and send them to the website. We're not even going to talk about it unless you've got a very specific question that I know I haven't covered in the videos, which I think there's almost nothing I haven't covered in the videos and on the website. So, but every once in a while, somebody's got an interesting situation and they need a little bit of clarification, and I like to try to help when I can. Folks, have a great day. Thanks for watching the video. Be sure to subscribe down below, hit the bell so you're notified of future videos, sign up for the website email, join us over on Instagram. Thank you so much. You can find all these parts on our website. They are what help you get 922R compliance. If I didn't talk about it in this video, it doesn't count. So if you're starting to think, doesn't the charging handle count? No, it doesn't count. If it's not in this video, it doesn't count, folks. Take care, be safe, and have a good week.